some time there until they assigned us to our outfit, and we were stationed up in the Philippines on Leyte. The first assignment was at Leyte.
Yeah.
And we had an airstrip there. Went out over the water, and on the other end was a mountain. So when we landed, we had to come in and land this way. And when we took off, we went over and we took off this way out over the water. On account of that mountain, we couldn't land toward the mountain. We were there for a while. Then they moved us up to Luzon. See, it was getting toward the end of the war. It was just about over with. And we were stationed there about 60 or 70 miles east of Manila. And I remember the day that the rumor started that the Japanese were going to surrender. And we kept running over to headquarters to find out what the latest was, you know. And pretty soon, or toward the evening, we got word that they had surrendered, given up. And you should have seen everybody got in their barracks bag and got out their 45 pistol gunner, started firing straight up in the air. It sounded like the 4th of July.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. And then I got wondering, well, I wonder where those bullets are going to come back down there. And I didn't, nobody got hit by it, you know.
How far were you from Iwo Jima then?
Well, now that was the next thing. See, then the next day they told us to pack our barracks bag for a 10-day temporary duty over on Iwo Jima. And then the next day, we flew over to Iwo Jima, which is right north of Okinawa, about the closest place to Japan that there was, I think. And then the next day, we flew into Japan with 1,000 gallons of gasoline, 20 50-gallon barrels of gasoline. So we made, then Iwo Jima, right north of Okinawa. And then it didn't take long. They got a tanker in of Tokyo. And when they got that, they had all the gas they needed. So then we went back down to the Philippines, and then we just continued on like we had been doing. We'd fly up to Okinawa, and then into Japan, and back to Philippines. We just continued this. We kept moving people up, you know, as the war progressed. They took an island, and we'd fly the advanced echelon, you know, somebody moving up. They'd send an advanced echelon to get ready for the boat of the outfit, which was coming on a boat. And then they'd leave a rear echelon to clean up the place they had vacated. And then when they were ready, we'd move them up. And that's all we did. We just kept moving people up.
Moving closer. It's like a chess game. Just got to keep moving closer.
Yeah.
So what did you? I know you were a pilot.
Yeah.
Were you a fighter pilot, or were you just flying people to these islands, or what were you doing?
Well, that's it. We just
Well, what type of plane?
Oh, C-46.
Transport plane.
Transport.
So they transported gas first, and then they transported people. I don't know if you've seen the back there's nothing in those back
Yeah,
those transports. They all just sat on the floor.
All shells.
It was an old, one of the early cargo planes. I don't know if
They didn't have seats.
Huh?
They didn't have any seats in them.
Along the side, you'd
Oh, that's right.
sit with your back to the wall and face each other.
Yeah, that's right. There was that. I was thinking down through the center, there wasn't anything when we went in that. Down in Tucson, they have one, a C-46.
Yeah, yeah, in the boneyards.
That place. So I know I'd been in one, and so I knew it was empty all the way down through the middle, and I thought, people sat on that hard stuff all the way.
Yeah.
Depends on how many they put on there, I guess.
So how long were you guys in Okinawa? Not long?
No, not very long. See, there's an airstrip right off the coast of Okinawa called Iishima. Now that's not Iwo Jima. Iishima was another place. That was right off of Okinawa. But they had a nice runway there. They're down sea level and no mountains or anything that might mess with. So that's where we landed, was that little island. And then we'd stay up. We didn't spend much time in Okinawa, but we did stay there for a few nights, I guess.